Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Man, we got to talk about it, Ryan, bro. Like, can we talk about it for a second? Like, we've already announced it on social media and everything, but we got to talk about the emails we got this morning. You and I have official media credentials. We didn't have to get a booster to get credentials. We got legitimate media credentials for the hashtag Saints Twitter podcast being a part of the fan-sided Minute Media podcast network, that we're gonna be able to go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, the Senior Bowl, and be credentialed.
What?
The Senior Bowl, bro? It's still a little surreal. It's still a lot surreal. Let me say that.
Bro, man, it's crazy.
I remember, like, as I was driving with my girl, going to dinner today, and just telling her, like, man, like, the first intense draft class I got, like, I became a draft Nick was 2003, 2004. And just was hooked. And I was telling her, I was like back then, man, like, on YouTube, you could only watch prospects, and it was just highlights. There was no lowlights. It was no watching multiple snaps. Like, unless you saw them on Saturday during an actual college football game, you just had all these great highlight films of all these players, and it's all good, and you're just like, oh, I want this player, right?
I like him, yeah.
Right? And, you know, that started my passion when I started playing football. I got super into the draft. I'll always love the draft, always love the process, prospects, all that. And you and I both know that the Senior Bowl is such an integral part of, like, the draft world. Like, it's like kind of like the kickoff, right?
Exactly.
A draft season, you have, you know, and more often you have big time prospects who choose to go to the Senior Bowl, and that kind of raises the cachet of the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
And we've been around the game. We've read, you know, people's observations from Senior Bowl practices.
Yeah.
They've had prospects on their podcast interviewing them and all that. Or, you know, if there's a player or maybe there's some people in the front, you know, the team's front office, you know, they can interview them and ask them questions as like a little press conference. And to think that you and I are going to be there for doing this podcast that we started last summer, just on a whim, bro, just on a whim. I wanted to lead with that and sincerely tell, I mean, anyone who listens to us, that is a fan of us, if you listen to us, you support us, whether you're a Patreon member or not. The fact that you listen to us means that you're a part of our, you know, downloads or streams or listens, which, you know, the more streams and downloads we have, the better that the podcast does. So to anyone who and everyone who listens to us and has supported us from the jump, like this, we thank you guys. We thank y'all.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This would not have happened without the audience that we have. It's still kind of crazy to think that we have an audience just because we talk about the Saints and just keep shit real and don't sugarcoat stuff. Right. But it's it's all good things. It's such a surreal but awesome feeling. What are your thoughts thinking about the Senior Bowl? And also shout out to our dude Steve, who was like, fuck, I might have to pick up Ryan in Mobile finally coming to fruition.
Come scooping, nigga, man. Nah, bro, it's just crazy just to think, because I've been watching the Senior Bowl for so long and following the practices, and you're reading just the most rinky-dink websites. What happened on day 3 of practice at Senior Bowl back in the day when we would just like draft heads, just nuts, bro. Trying to see what this 6th round prospect, like, damn, he may look good on the Saints, So it's gonna be interesting because like I don't hit the draft as hard as I used to, like back in those days. So I kind of got to reach back a little bit, pull some of that back. Like I gotta be in it, man. You know what I'm saying?
It is so funny because this is a year that I did not want to be in it, Ryan.
I told you, bro. I don't hear none of that shit, man. You gonna watch these dudes. But I just want to. I'm gonna try to just experience it though. Just experience just being in that, just in that area with you got all these football coaches and scouts, and GMs, and I'm a big people watcher, so I'm just gonna be watching, bro. Just looking at people, just like seeing how they move and shit. It's gonna be interesting, bro, because I'm gonna be like a fish out of water. It's gonna be like just weird, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Ryan Hancock, because he kind of lit the idea in my head because he had got media credentials because he has a show, I think for the Sugar Bowl he got. I was like,
yeah, you told me it was for the Sugar Bowl.
I was like, damn, right? And I went holler at him. He was like, yeah, man, just told me what to do, how to apply, and stuff like that. And I was like, let me just check out this Senior Bowl shit. I mean, shoot a shot. I was denied or denied. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Shout out shot. He let us in, man, especially with us being a part of fan sided right now. I think that definitely helped. Like,
a little bit, bro.
Not like we just some dudes, fan sided part of Minute Media. Peter Media is a part of players like, the conglomerate with like Players Tribune and A-Rod and all those guys. Like,
it's legit.
So it's dope, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too, man. It's going to be an experience. I did already tweet it out, like, I might be doing some ducking and weaving, trying to avoid some people that try to come up to me that's got that blocked. Oh shit.
Oh Lord. You block half of the motherfuckers in there, bro.
Hey, you wanna join us and go catch a drink, grab a drink? Not gonna be able to do that.
The goddamn shame, bro. Goddamn shame.
Quick funny story, right? So I went to a Saints Chargers joint practice. I want to say this was maybe 2017, 15, 16, something around, maybe 16. And this was me when Underhill and I were still cool. And so I get there, me and my girl, we get there, and then Underhill comes out, daps me up. And I guess Christian from WWL was like next to him, right? And like Christian has been blocked for 5+ years going on now, bro.
Absolutely.
And like Nick introduced him to me, and I was like, all right. And then he had like the biggest herpes on his upper lip, bro. Just a big ass just herpes right there, bro.
That bump.
Anyway, so
Garrick out to eating that ass.
just all up on his lips, bro. And I was like, not only do I think you're racist and whatever, and you've been blocked for all these years, and now I was just shaking his hand, and I just felt dirty, bro. just felt dirty. I think that might be a preview of what the Senior Bowl might be for me for 2 days. But enough about the pod. Let's dive in to this Sunday afternoon game. Why is it in the fucking afternoon? Why? Just why? Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers in a huge, huge game in terms of how these last 2 weeks in the season is going to go for the Saints. Are they going to make the playoffs? Well, we really don't want them to. But essentially, I mean, you've been following the playoff scenarios a little closer than I have because I just don't care. But basically, if the Saints can beat the Panthers and they beat the Falcons next week, like they really have a high probability of making the playoffs.
Oh, they do, man. They do. Like I know if 49ers lose one of these games in the last two and we win, we in that thing. Now, there's some shit like with the Eagles and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. Like it's like part of it'll be kind of just hilarious. Like that this Saints team makes the playoffs.
It would be another feather in Sean Payton's career. I don't want him to have a feather.
I
get it, bro.
It's a mixed bag because look, he has coached his ass off. Like as far as just like getting the team ready.
Yes.
For big games and stuff like that. He has coached his ass off. He can't do that.
And the team, no matter injuries, hurricanes, COVID,
bro,
has never, like they have really, if you go every game this season, you cannot say that this team has been blown out. Even that first Falcons game, like those that wasn't garbage time stuff. Like they came back.
They have fought their ass off, bro. There's no question about that.
And that's all a testament to him.
Yeah.
To Sean Payton. However, I do gotta say, some of the players on the team who are not playing up to par, it's also like it got to cut both ways, right? We'll praise you when we need to praise you, but on the flip side, someone's drafting these players, right?
Yeah.
And
John Payton, the chief dog, he's the big dog in the room.
And if these players are being drafted, these players aren't good, these players not working out, that falls on you too, bruh. Like, gotta keep it fair. Gotta keep it fair.
It's on him, man. I mean, look, he's the head honcho in there. You know what I'm saying? People gotta understand. Jeff Ireland, Mickey Loomis, all that stuff. Yes. They try to do their consensus building and they have a process. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, Sean Payton wants a guy, he's gonna get him. That's it. Like he's the dude that makes the groceries. That's how he wants it. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he defers and says, okay, let's go with what's on the board. And sometimes he's like, fuck that. I want him. And they just do it, And that's kind of what comes with it. It's the gift and the curse of having like a great head coach that's a real powerful head coach with status. I mean, they don't really have any accountability. Yeah, it's no accountability.
We've seen it like, and this is not a simply bash on Peyton thing. Like it's happened to Bill Belichick.
Absolutely.
When Josh McDaniels was the head coach of the Broncos,
yep,
happened to him. It's a rampant thing around the league. The thing that has masked a lot of these, not a lot, but a vast majority of the decisions that have been made in the draft room is that 2017 draft, bro. Like this team is clinging off the success of that draft.
Think about it, bro. Like, they probably extend Marcus Williams this offseason. Like, we still on this 2017 draft. Like,
it is arguably one of the greatest draft classes any team, any year of all time, bro.
And they still could have had Mahomes.
See, I was good, bro. Like, I wasn't even going to bring it up. I wasn't even because you had to fucking ruin it. Anyway, let's just go back. Like, Trigger Trey. Can we talk about Trigger Trey?
Trigger Trey out here balling, bro.
Double-digit sacks. I think he's had a sack in his last 11 games, which tied broke or tied some type of NFL record. Just he's healthy, of course. Of course he's
healthy. I mean, he had a bum shoulder
and a bum neck.
I couldn't even find like fucking highlights on him in fucking college, like when it's a prospect. Couldn't find shit. I had to look at like versus tape from other prospects. Like, that's crazy, bro.
You know that I've done that for some players that the Saints have drafted. That's usually not a good sign if we look at it. So he's been healthy. And more than likely with the number of snaps he's going to play over these last 2 weeks, he's going to end up being a third round compensatory pick for New Orleans in the draft, which is good. So they should have that from Trigger Trey. And they have the other one from Terry Fontenot becoming the Falcons GM. So even though they traded a third to get Bradley Roby, they, in theory, should be coming into this upcoming draft class with 2 third-round picks.
That's a great point, bro. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it should. The only way that it wouldn't from the Hendrickson standpoint is if, like, he gets hurt and potentially misses a lot of snaps this upcoming Sunday, and then whoever the Bengals play in the final week of the season, it may only net them a fourth. But if he basically plays the majority of the snaps this Sunday and next Sunday, it should calculate that they should get a third round pick for him leaving, which is huge. Anyway, the fact that he's left, he is a bona fide, he's a star for the Bengals defense, bro. He's a star. Bro. And crazy. We forget, can we talk about Al-Qadim Muhammad?
Oh, yeah.
He's a starting defensive end for the Colts. And if you watch some Colts games here and there, like, he's a good player.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, anyway, long rambling thing to say, that 2017 draft class is holding up this team. They hit on Cindy Deuce. They hit on Eric McCoy. But since then, like, 2 firsts, he's 2 firsts, right? He's Davenport when he wants to be. He's 2 firsts other times. But, like, other than that, like, it's been uninspiring. So, all that said, if this team made the playoffs, whoever they face, because they would be the 7th seed, so they'd be taking on whoever the number 2 seed is, which I don't even know who it would be. Like, they could beat, in theory, depending on how the defense showed up, they could beat any team in that 2 seed, bro. Any one of them.
I think they could beat the Rams.
Oh, that's tough.
It's tough.
I will say this, though. I would be probably a little more confident than I should, but I think our defense, fully healthy, no COVID issues, would give the Rams offense a shit ton of problems. What I would be terrified with, they would have to win that game like they did against Tampa Bay, bro.
Exactly. Exactly.
That they would have to win that game like they did against them.
They would have to get in, Stafford's head, which is possible.
Oh, he has not been like stellar lately.
Yeah, he could. He will have a game where he's just throwing picks and just not accurate. So if they get one of those games out of him, and on the offense, Aaron Donald, and oh my God,
Get Caesar, bro.
Like, I know he would look at the team and be like, nah, I want Caesar every snap.
Bring me 51.
Every snap, I want him. Swear.
Oh my God, bro. Do you know maybe you know what? Maybe, bro. Maybe that would be needed for the Saints, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for like Sean to be like, oh boy, this I'll fuck this up, bro. But let's talk about this Panthers game. I said it on the recap show. I said, you know what's gonna happen, right? I said, and that's when like the CDC changes were like mumblings, and maybe it came out that day, that Sunday, that the CDC had changed like the quarantine thing. And I was like, you know what's gonna happen, right? All the Panthers players that went on the COVID list, I said they coming back. They coming back for the Sunday game. Sure enough, it gets announced like on Monday that the NFL and the Players Association is changing their guidelines to go match with CDC. We don't know. So there's still a lot of Panthers players who are on the COVID list. Shaq Thompson, Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick for sure is going to miss the game just because of the timing. But there's a chance they could get Shaq Thompson, Brian Burns back for the game. The Saints have Marcus Williams, Eric McCoy on the COVID list right now. So, you know, got our guy 51 going to slide over to his natural position. But this Panthers team is real bad, bro.
Yeah, they're not good. It's crazy we lost to them earlier.
I mean, that's what all our coaches were out because of COVID.
All our coaches were out. We had some defensive players out.
Marshawn didn't play that game.
Yeah. So defensively, you know, Demario Davis is back. But you know, Marcus Williams not being there, that stings. Who's gonna be that center fielder? Is it Michael Jenkins?
Guess they move Malcolm to free safety and let PJ take strong? That would be my guess.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
And then I don't know if they use like Jeff Heath in like the third safety role that PJ was playing. That would be my guess. Without knowing.
PJ can play down there. I think he played against the Carolina Panthers a couple years ago as a free safety, if I remember correctly. Or was it the Titans? I can't remember. But that hurts losing. And Eric McCoy is like, who will be on the offensive line? I have no idea. Like I know Pete gonna be there because Pete don't catch COVID. Pete don't get injured.
You mean Reese?
I'm talking about Reese. Reese don't get injured. Reese don't catch no COVID. Reese, he gonna be there early.
No, bro, whatever antibodies this nigga got, can he share them?
He don't get no turtle. He don't no bicep injuries, nothing, bro. Every game. I've never seen him on the injury report.
The only time he got injured was
like early in camp when he started
his rookie season. Can we get Nick Easton back?
Where's Nick Easton, man? Bring Nick Easton back, bro.
And here's what came, like I was thinking about watching that Miami game. And shout out to John Hendricks on Twitter because he brought it up too. Is like, where is like the Senio Calamentes?
Yeah.
The Brian De La Fuentes, the Tim Lolitos. Like Throckmorton is kind of that to a degree, but with like injuries and COVID and what just back in the day, the Saints had, and maybe this was all Drew Brees, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
but the Saints kind of had the luxury that they could put a player, on the offensive line at guard, and it still just kind of worked, and that's the ball getting out quickly, whatever. But me and you've had this discussion privately offline, and this is not us making fun, jokes at them, but the Saints have a legitimate issue in terms of Cesar Ruiz. It's to the point Do they cut him this offseason? Do they try to trade for him? Like, it's to the point where he is not playable, at least not at guard. Probably not at center, but we know for sure not at guard.
He's not good.
And then what do they do? So that's going to create I'm going to say another hole, because it's already a hole, bro. Like, it's not creating a hole. Like, it's a hole. Like, him playing is a hole in itself.
Right.
And as a team, when you've invested a first-round draft pick in a player, and after year 2, you're like, oh, shit. At least when the Titans drafted that offensive lineman, bro, like, they knew early in the game.
Yeah.
What was it? Wherever he was from. You know, Georgia, I think it was. Yeah. They knew early on that he wasn't, he wasn't ready for football. He didn't care about football, which is cool.
He did not care at all.
But I feel like, what's worse? You drafted a player and it completely not work out because they just have no interest in football, or you drafting a player and you have that sunken fallacy mindset and you continue to play them when it is obviously actively hurting the team. Man, give me the player that knows he don't want to play football.
Exactly. It's the latter easily. Because it's constantly costing you. Constantly losing you money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like buying a bad stock and you holding on to it. Like, give me that player that quits on day one.
Yes.
You take your punch, you hit, you hurt, okay, but then you quickly move on and get back to business. But, players like Ruiz, where you kind of want to believe, we just get him one more year, coach him up a little more.
You invest. They trying to invest in him like an NFT, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's interesting though because you got Teron, who they probably let walk this offseason. That's a hole. You know what I'm saying? Left tackle is a hole. Hey, maybe you flip Ramczyk over there, but we don't know. Because that creates a hole at right tackle. Maybe you put Hurst over there.
And here's something I didn't realize. Did you realize that early in the season they extended James Hurst?
No, I didn't see that.
Little kind of under the table, not under the table, but like under the radar. They extended him, so like he would have been a free agent had they not.
And that makes sense. That makes plenty of sense because he's solid. He's not great at anything, but he's solid at everything,
which is fine. And I think, and this is completely speculation going into next season. I think their plan will probably be Ram at left tackle, Hurst at right tackle, McCoy at center, Pete at left guard.
Yeah.
And then
you got another hole at left at right guard.
You got to figure it out, man. I don't know if it's, do you just cut ties with Reese and just play, Throckmorton?
I mean, you got to I would look at the draft and free agency. I mean, you don't have to.
One of the more sucky injuries that the Saints got this season is Landon Turner being injured.
Yeah, that hurt.
Because you could have used this time to like evaluate him, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be at tackle, whether it be at guard, but he got injured. He's on injured reserve. I'm pretty sure he's going to be part of the equation, but I think, like you said, going into free agency, you got to be open, whether it's drafted, and it would not shock me one bit, one iota, if in the first round they drafted an offensive lineman.
Wouldn't shock me at all, bro. It would hurt. Like, I know people would be.
Bruh, they would go down to Erline ready to throw fucking hands, bruh.
But you got to understand, like, what was supposed to be the centerpiece of the team, the offensive line, is not the centerpiece of the team right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. And then if you talk about Teron walking, he's going to miss some games, but that becomes a 4 to 7 game hole to a 17 game hole that you got to fill, and which is understandable. They might have to do. I
don't know, man. He didn't practice. He didn't practice today, bro.
Bro, I just don't even. I don't need
it. Yeah, I mean it's, and then from a wider aspect is whoever they have at quarterback, whether it's Jameis, whether it's a rookie, whether it's Russ, like the offensive line is going. It has to be crucial. Whoever's back there,
yeah,
it don't matter who it is.
And man, I want an offensive line that's good at running the ball, bro. I'm like
talk about it, man.
Sick of seeing AK run into the backs of offensive linemen and
3-4 yards.
Oh, I'm tired of that. I want some motherfuckers exploding off the ball, man. Like
you ever watch a Colts game, bro? You see some of the whole Jonathan Taylor got to run through.
Bruh, they blowing it up.
Ryan Kelly and fucking Quentin Nelson just gaping holes, bro. Just gaping. So we keep talking theoretical things. It's going back to the game against the Panthers. They're starting Sam Darnold. I don't know what Matt Rule. I don't know what I don't know what Matt Rule is doing.
What is he doing? I don't know.
He needs to be fired. Like, I know he has a shit ton of money owed on his contract, and I know that unlike the Jags, if the Panthers fired him, they couldn't fire him for like cause because he hasn't done anything worth firing. But I would argue and say that post-game press conference he gave after Sunday, bro. Like, how do you say in the NFL in front of media members? I know you guys don't see the results, but the process is working, bro. This is the NFL. If you are either winning or you are losing, there is no.
He was talking to his owner right there, bro. He's like, it's working. Then drop some Jay-Z line. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
And then the platooning of like playing Cam a little, playing Sam Darnold a little. When Sam Darnold was hurt, they played Cam, but then they played Cam, but when they went to 2 minute, they were playing PJ Walker, who was also on the COVID list. Like we got annoyed at Sean Payton doing that with Taysom, with Drew, and with Jameis a little bit, but to the at least for the most part, not every time. Sean has been pretty successful with it, even though at some times it kind of was like an offense killer if the play didn't go well. With them, it just seems discombobulated. They fired Joe Brady earlier. Ugh, bro. Just
hey, people NFL people were flaming Teddy this offseason when he was talking about they wasn't practicing 2-minute drills. He was, talking about, it was unorganized at practice. He talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Bridgewater said it, bro. These college coaches, it's hard, man. It's hard in the NFL, bro.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
But, look, they can come out and start hitting DJ Moore up. You know what I'm saying? Shit can get ugly real quick. Because it always comes back to the offense for the Saints. It's like, can we put up points? It just comes back to that. I love our defense, and lucky for them, most of the time they could keep it close. But like we saw with the Dolphins, even with a little tic-tac offense like that, all it took was, they didn't even take 20 points. If they scored 7 points, they could have won the game.
That's wild. Bro, they could have just got that pick six and would have been good the entire time.
It'd been good, bro. And, I'm assuming Taysom will be back. You know what annoyed me, bro? Fucking Deontay Harris. His suspension's up, but he's out on COVID. It's like, what the fuck? That shit was just annoying, man. Suspension up. No, but he got COVID.
That is the Saints season in a nutshell, bro.
Oh, they really need him too.
They do. Speaking of, we were talking about it. Free agency. They got a decision to make. He's going to be Is it? He'll be like what Willie Snead was.
Like RFA.
Yeah, he'll be an RFA.
That's interesting.
They got to decide what tender they want to put on it.
That is really interesting, man.
Right? Yeah, it is.
I really don't know how you approach that because he's a valuable asset now.
But at what cost?
At what cost? Right. That's the question.
Right. Yeah.
And do you want a lower team? Kind of like make an offer, you know?
But you can. I don't know like the rules of like. Is it just you can put a first or a second tender, or are there lower tenders that you can put?
I think there's a lower tender.
Really?
I'm not sure. Don't hold me on that.
But it's an interesting decision they got to make, and they just got to completely. We talked about it, man. We talked about it offline a lot. They really need to just completely retransform this offense.
Oh,
they got to retransform it completely. Brian Burns is missing. Well, he might miss this game. If Brian Burns and Shaq Thompson miss this game, the game plan really needs to be simple, bro.
Yeah.
You need to run with AK and Mark Ingram and run with Taysom and occasionally take an intermediate shot. That's it, bro.
That's it.
It's finding Nemo off the COVID list.
I don't know.
You just sound so disgusting, you sounded like if you mad at Bree and she asked you something.
That's exactly how I sound, bro. I don't know. Don't care. And I mean, and if they do run the ball, can we like mix it up a little bit?
Oh my God, please.
Because it's like these are the most telegraphed runs I've ever seen in my life, man.
It's so telegraphed, and it's so much like you just like standard, just missionary, just same tempo, no same rhythm, just
oh my God, just
like can you put like a hip swivel in that shit?
I'm trying to hit that edge a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Like where's the and I know it was a staple a lot in 2017, 2018. It hasn't been a staple as much because I think we've seen it a little bit with Finding Nemo, but we saw it a lot with Josh Hill. Where's like, can we get some pitches to like the outside? Get AK. Can we get him in space? Just space, bro. Just
like, can we get? I mean, I don't know. Can we get somebody pulling?
No, bro. No. I'm
come around that edge, bro. Like I want to see it, man.
It's been bad. It's been bad, mundane offense to watch. I was happy to see Marquez Callaway have a pretty decent game.
It was nice to see.
It was good to see. He was doing that against good corners. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, like he was making some nice plays out there, man. He'll have to do the same. He'll probably. I'm sure Carolina's not terrified of him, but they'll probably put Stephon Gilmore on him. Can we just go back to the Panthers real quick? Do you realize that they traded for C.J. Henderson, Stephon Gilmore, they drafted J.C. Horn, top 10 in the draft, bypassing Justin Fields, Mac Jones, didn't go quarterback. They traded for Sam Darnold and picked up his fifth-year option. So that's on the books for like $20 million. So they have cornerback-wise, I know J.C. Horn's hurt. He's not coming back this season. But cornerback-wise, they got Stephon Gilmore, Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, who I don't even think's been playing a lot since they traded for him. And like, what do they have to show for it? Like they are slated to pick top 10 in the draft again.
Wow.
And we can we talk about like I know we're talking about the Saints, but we're talking about the Panthers from a bigger perspective. If you're the Panthers, what do you like? So right now, the Panthers are picking number 7th overall in the draft, bro.
Wow.
They picked 8th last year. If you're the Panthers, they're on the five game losing streak. So since that Cam game against Arizona, the I'm back game, they lost 5 since then. What do they do this offseason about Christian McCaffrey?
It's a good question. It's a good question because he's basically been hurt for 2 years.
And he got paid. Like, he's paid.
Oh, you making bank.
What do you do, bro? Like, and this is why I love the off season. Like, I love football, right? Love watching football. Love watching plays, seeing the X's and O's, all that. I love that. But the true, like, team building process and shit, how teams build, team building, team chemistry, how teams are built, like, that's the stuff that I love the most. That's why I got into the draft at such a young age. Like, Carolina got, like, I know the Saints got a lot of questions.
They got
Carolina does too. And if you really think about it, their questions are kind of similar.
Yeah.
What do we do at quarterback? What are we going to do about this offensive line? Luckily, the Saints, defense-wise, that's pretty much answered for them. They need to, have reinforcements and add on to that. But defensive-wise, they're pretty good. But their offensive questions are kind of they're really mirror images of themselves.
Yeah.
Big difference is Carolina got weapons at wide receiver. But,
right.
I mean, I think we're even seeing it. We're seeing it with Carolina. We're seeing it with Denver. Man, it don't matter how good the car look. You don't got nobody to drive that bitch. Yeah.
Man, it sucks, dog. Like, it
don't move, bruh. It don't move.
So everybody man, just re-sign Jameis 5-2. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man.
That bit, remember learning to drive and you got the instructor, maybe you didn't, you're a little older, but you got the instructor on the right and they had like that brake in case that was like what it was for Jameis, bro.
Exactly.
Like we were driving, but sometimes Peyton would just stop that bitch. Exactly. And sometimes Jameis play stop the car, bro.
Yeah. No, man, it was interesting. A lot of people just forget about it. But I remember the TL. I remember the TL during that time.
Like people just like I think Taysom has.
Yeah.
Like it's bad, but like did people forget that Monday Night Football game against the Seahawks, bro? Woo! Just misses. Just misses.
But I think from their perspective is if we give him talent, he'll be better. If we put some talent around him, it'll be different. Which is possible. It's possible. But that just goes to show the situation the Saints are in. Because man, it's like either way, whoever plays quarterback, they just got a lot of work to do on this offense.
It's true. It's true.
Like they literally the entire draft. They need to dump the entire draft into the offense.
And I'm telling our listeners right now, I'm already like if we need to have a draft anonymous meeting, we can just let it out. It's going to be okay if they draft an offensive lineman in the first round. It is. Well, maybe not. It depends on the offensive lineman they pick. Let me work that. Yeah. They are picking another fucking Cesar Ruiz. Whew. Yuck. But I remember the draft reactions after we drafted Ryan Ramczyk, bro.
Yeah.
People weren't happy on the timeline, including myself. I was like, and he, came in all pro. He got to get healthy. He got to play better next season, especially if he's going to be a left tackle. This was not a great Ryan Ramczyk season at all.
It wasn't, and from what I hear, he has been dealing with an injury for a while. So maybe that played a part into it, but nah, man, left tackle, a different ball game, bro.
But luckily, he did play left tackle at Wisconsin, so it's not
right. It's not completely foreign
to him.
It was foreign to him moving to right tackle.
Yes, it was. But let me give you just quick example. Just talking about teams, right? Denver right now have the same record as the Saints, 7-8. They have Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler. Some of these players got hurt in the season, granted. Tim Patrick, Noah Fant, Alberto. They got playmakers everywhere, Ryan.
Everywhere, bro.
Everywhere. 7-8. Not gonna make the playoffs.
It's crazy.
And that's why I keep going. Like everyone, if you don't got the driver in the car for your offense, you're just not gonna do it. Like we can go to Pittsburgh, right? They picking 15th in the draft, 7-1. We know. Juju got injured, or as AB will call him, Boo Boo, got injured, but still, an offense that at one point had Juju, Dante Johnson, Claypool, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris. And you got the corpse of Big Ray, just a really bad offensive line, and a quarterback that's past his prime that should have probably retired last year. And you pick a 15th in the draft, and they probably gonna miss the playoffs. Like it, gotta have the driver, man. It's just you gotta have that person. And if you don't have them, it's tough, man. It's really tough.
It's going to be interesting to see this offseason, man, because you're going to have the draft, going to have free agency, trade, market. They got to make a list from top to bottom with all those guys and figure it out. And it's an interesting list, All
right. So let me ask you this about the Panthers game. Do you think they beat the Panthers?
I do. I think they beat the Panthers. I think just defensively alone, I think the Saints going to do their damn thing. And I think, Taysom, said you want about him, but he gives you enough wrinkles to, get a touchdown or two against a struggling defense. So, I think we do enough to win that game. That Falcons game going to be tough, though. We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my first question. So I think they will also beat the Panthers. Although I will say, if they lose to the Panthers, I kind of feel a little relieved, just a little, bruh.
I know, right?
Just because I don't have to be like, okay, they beat the Falcons, they get in, looking at playoff scenarios. If they lose against Panthers, I'm like, all right,
we good. We
done my hands, bruh. Start packing for the Senior Bowl.
I'm telling you.
But this is the last question I ask you, then we'll close it out. We're talking about this upcoming offseason. We don't have much to talk about it. It's going to be regurgitated at some point, right? But give me one move, whether it's draft, free agency, trade, whatever. One move that you want the Saints to make that for you would be a successful offseason.
I tweeted about it earlier, man. Go get tight end Miami. Mike Gesicki. Go get him. Like, go get him, bro. Hey, don't even fuck around with it. Just pay him. He's going to get paid a shit ton. Pay the fucking man. Throw the ghost years on there, whatever you got to do. Like, just go get him and give us some talent to have imagine that. If it works out, you have Mike Thomas coming back healthy. Hopefully, we're praying it happens. You have Mike Lilisky and you got AK. Just give you that centerpiece. Then you can work on the draft picks for the wide receivers and the shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, then you got something. You got something to work with. Go get that. Go get a veteran that's that's been in the game. Knows what he's doing, athletic and all that shit. Put the work on tape. You're not worrying about if you can develop.
He's a good player. And
yeah,
I would say he's an ascending player.
Yeah.
As he has not been in a good. Well, he made magic with Fitzpatrick, but largely has not been in a good offense that can really utilize his skill set.
Exactly. Like even if you put him with Jameis, you can get some shit out of him with Jameis. Say you get Russ, man, come on now. Now I know all that'll be hard getting Russ and him and all that, but I don't care. I don't care about the salary cap stuff.
Figure it out.
You figure that shit out, man. I'm not worrying about that.
Figure it out. I think if it was just the one move that they could make, and some of this depends on what it would cost to get him. But if it was me, I would say just you go and you trade for Russ.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's my move. That's my move. It does not completely magically erase everything and alleviate the offensive woes because there would still be work to do offensively. And you would also assume that if you're trading for Russ, unless you're trading a package of players, you're probably going to be losing some high end draft picks. So it may be kind of difficult to add something else to the offense. But I think you get Russ and you extend Russ with this defense. Russ, Mike Thomas, this all O-line. Let's say you're able to keep AK. Like that's with Sean Payton coaching, that can at least get you the NFC Championship game, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
It could, man. Like even with maybe a hole in the offensive line, you're able to extend Marcus. Like that can at least get you to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like, okay, you give up some high picks, but you still got picks. You can still draft some good, draft.
It's not like you're giving up a whole entire draft to get him.
And Greg Rosenthal talked about it on the podcast. He was like, what is his trade value? Like its trade value going to be a lot, but it has taken a hit this past year to have, So maybe you can. I wouldn't say a bargain. It's still going to cost you multiple picks.
But maybe it's below market.
Maybe it's maybe it's 2 firsts and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's something you could, we gave him 2 firsts for 2 firsts.
Bro, you said 2 firsts and the third. I actually thought you were talking about.
Oh no.
I was
not 2 firsts.
I was like,
maybe it's 2 firsts and 2 firsts. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if Seattle said we would trade you Russ, but you got to give us, let's say it's number 13, number 12 overall, a first next year, Marcus Davenport, bro, I'm packing 2 first shit.
Oh man, I'm packing his anime movies, video games, everything. Let's go, brother. Out of here.
That would be that to me. Like that's the definition of a steal, because then they're still keeping their second round picks and their multiple thirds.
Oh yeah, hey, you cook.
Bro. That's a home run, bro. You do that 10 out of 10, and you don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it. But then that would have to happen. You know what I'm saying? And Green Giants, they got more ammo.
But with them, I think the Giants kind of played themselves a little bit by announcing that Joe Judge is coming back and Daniel Jones is coming back. Bro, I don't know, bro.
That could change.
It could, and maybe Seattle would take back Daniel Jones, even though I don't know I mean, unless they just wanted him to have like a stopgap or whatever. But
that's the major issue. Is like, damn, like who are y'all replacing with?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, are the Seahawks gonna? Are the Giants gonna trade? Because if I'm the Seahawks, I said, okay, I need the 5th pick in the draft and the 8th pick in the draft. That's both picks that the Giants have, and Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Is New York doing that? Does
I would, but I don't think New York is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is the Giants doing that? But what does it go back to? This whole thing, the Giants see, we got the 5th overall pick in the draft and the 8th. Yep. We don't know what this lotto ticket could be.
Right, exactly.
You getting Russell Wilson, bro. Who cares? It just goes back to the whole fantasizing about the unknown when it comes to draft picks, man.
Yeah, man, that's psychology.
Anyway, it's gonna be fascinating. We can't wait to break it down. We're gonna break down the Panthers game Sunday night and see what happens, man. We'll see. Sunday we'll record it, see if the Saints are still fighting for playoff contention, or see if that draft pick gets a little higher. We ain't got to worry about it no more.
They flexed that game in the late afternoon. Huh?
They did.
Oh,
terrible, bro. Terrible.
Yeah, I just wanted to knock that bitch out early, man. Dang.
Yeah, I know. But we'll be back Sunday night recapping it as always. And to our listeners, truly, thank you so much. The fact that all this is happening for the show, for the podcast, is unreal. Seeing the amount of love we get on social media, Twitter especially, Instagram is also coming up. We truly appreciate you guys. And from the bottom of our hearts, Happy New Year. It's been a 2021. Like, we all talked about 2020 being rough.
Woo.
2021 ravaged a lot of us in ways we didn't know possible. And I know I can personally say that, from a personal standpoint, everything I went through this year, COVID is still rampant. Marion's taking everyone out. Please try to stay safe. If you get vaccinated, boosted. If you aren't vaccinated, boosted. You still get, COVID, shake back. There's so many people. It's like there's so many people that are vaccinated and boosted getting COVID. Like we and you have said on this show, man, we all gonna get fucking COVID at some point, bro. It's just gonna happen. But stay safe as much as you can, and this is it, man. This is the last show we'll do before the new year. So
yeah,
Happy New Year to all our listeners and who has supported us throughout this entire year, 2021. It's been an amazing year for us and for the show, and we really, really appreciate you guys truly.
See y'all in 2022.
And we'll be joking on the Saints as usual. So with that, we'll be back on Sunday. We're out.
Peace.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.